Remember, that satsang now, this is a group mentoring session, okay? This is your opportunity to pick my brain. Let me explain to you that, I lived for 10 years by myself in New Jersey in a small two-room apartment on Rutgers campus, which I really loved. And then, almost 15 years here in Florida by myself. I basically have been in hermitage for 25 years. Not exactly on purpose. I always thought that I would be married. I thought that that would happen, but for some reason that was always kind of held away from me. And I have spent that time very, very interested in suffering, in my mind and how my mind works, how I was creating suffering for myself. This is just a subject that I have been extraordinarily interested in. And it started out very innocently that there were things that I was suffering coming out of your typical lovingly dysfunctional Italian childhood, where I got the strap, where I got the wooden spoon, and all kinds of other interesting traditions that were handed down. And I came out of my, teenage years in a bit of a tailspin. I was diagnosed with dysthymia, which is a mild form of chronic depression. I was put on Paxil for 6 months, which I really didn't like. And I began to look into it. This was sort of around when the internet was even starting. There was more information available. I started to eat right. I started to exercise. I stopped drinking alcohol. There was no more dysthymia. And I said, wow, this is cool. I really want to teach people this. So I became a personal trainer because exercise was a big, big part of the way that I managed my inner self. I realized that in order to train people's bodies, I had to train their minds. And I began to become more and more interested in the mind. I had these wonderful codependent issues that were pretty strong that I had to work through. And I have spent my life working through pain, working through my own suffering, understanding my own suffering. So you don't need 25 years. You have me. I didn't have a me. I had to study a lot of complicated things for a long period of time so that I can sit here with you and explain them in a way that is simple and makes sense. That's my gift. My gift is to take the complicated and make it simple. I studied a lot of Vajrayana Buddhism, and you want to talk about complicated.